What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Will back with another video. Now today, we gonna have one of our final off-season videos as it's Thursday. And it is officially football season. The 2023 season, 2024 is officially here. We got this Chiefs versus Lions game. You know that the Chiefs playing probably without Travis Kelce and probably without Chris Jones. So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's still Pat Mahomes, so they're going to beat the damn Lions. But we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns today. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, and we got a special hot take video, man. All right, so this is a hot take video exclusively for Browns only. I was going to drop a hot take video on the NFL. I'm still debating if I want to do that. Depends on how I want to get my video schedules out of my predictions of this Browns versus Bengals game, because those are going to be the next up-and-coming videos. But today I wanted to bring you guys some of my Brown hot takes. Now, we gonna, you know what I'm saying, rate these on the, we don't gotta rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, but I think y'all gonna like some of these hot takes. I picked 2 negative ones, I picked 1 negative, 1 and 4 positive. So, first thing first, hot take. I think Denzel Ward has another bad year. I think Denzel Ward doesn't look like an elite top tier corner. And I'm going to go out on a limb and make the prediction that Martin Emerson is the best corner on our roster before week 15. I think before week 15, it's clear and quite frankly obvious that Martin Emerson is the best corner on our roster. Now, he still may get cooked against speedsters. Like, Jamar Chase is a bad matchup for him. But I think he could shut T. Higgins down. I firmly believe he could shut T. Higgins down. And I think Denzel Ward continues to have the same injuries and issues that pop up, you know, that's been nagging his career and really negating his career. I think he still has those same issues. I think he has another down year, and either Martin Emerson or Greg Newsome starts to pretty much close the gap or pass him up as a good corner. And then another reason why on top of this, he just didn't have a bad year. He didn't have a good year last year, like I said. He came up with a lot of bad tendencies with that Joe Woods system. And I know that him and Grant Delpit pretty much couldn't run nothing together, but near the end of the year, Grant Delpit started to emerge. You know, Grant Delpit had one of, he led all safeties in run stops. So for the simple fact he had like 18 run stops, Grant Delpit still showed a significant promise last year, while Denzel Ward the entire year showed a decline. Playing in a system that's cornerback friendly. You know, he should have ate that year. He quite frankly did. Martin Emerson showed promise. Greg Newsome was through in the slot. So I think, and I've been talking about this cornerback situation for a long time. I think it's something to watch out for. Another one. Cedric Tillman is 3rd in receiving yards for this wide receiver team. I don't know if that's at the expense of Elijah Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, one of those guys. But I do think Cedric Tillman, I'm going to pick him to be 4th, but I do think a hot take, he could maybe be 3rd in receiving yards for this team. And I think he could actually be, you know, top 5 in touchdowns on this roster, period, point blank. I think Cedric Tillman is going to get used in a lot of ways that a lot of people aren't expecting. You know, Tillman and his size is part of the reason that a guy like Austin Watkins got cut. But Cedric has made a lot of significant promise. I think he's going to be a really good target for Deshaun Watson. He's been a #1 receiver his whole life up until his last year in college where he got injured. Now he's coming in on the Browns depth chart where he can find a way to move up. And his roles, the thing about this Browns team, is a lot of good guys with roles. His skill set and roles is needed on his team. They need a big body guy. They drafted one, and they got Cedric Tillman with doing that. I do think that he can have a great rookie year. I think he'll look like one of the top 5 rookies in his class. I guess we could boil this all into one take on him. But to classify, and let's strike down on this take, I think he'll be a top 5. I think he'll be in the top 5 as far as rookie receiving yards, and he may be 4th or 3rd on our team in receiving yards as well. That's my opinion on Cedric Tillman. I feel like Deshaun Watson really has a knack for dealing with big body receivers that can go up and foul, catch that ball where he really needs it. Donovan Peoples-Jones kind of struggled with that, and that could be something to watch out for as far as his snap count and certain situations where they throw Cedric Tillman out there instead of Donovan Peoples-Jones. I remember back against the Bengals last year, he had a good jump ball that cut it to a one-score game, and he simply couldn't come down with it. I think you put Cedric Tillman in that certain situation, and he gets a touchdown. Next person. My favorite guy on our defense. Is he my favorite? He's my favorite. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. JOK, man. I've been talking about this guy for a very long time on my channel. I think he is a stud. And if you look back in history, no linebacker has ever been a Pro Bowler in Jim Schwartz's system. I'm going to pick JOK to be the first linebacker to be a Pro Bowler, barring injury, in Jim Schwartz's system. I think JOK is going to break that tie and break that record. Not record, but you know, that history. I think he's an elite guy. I've been saying it for a very long time. I was extremely high on him when he was coming out on the draft. But I think he's a very, very freaking elite linebacker. His speed and his natural tackling ability is unmatched. All the shines and everything is there. I think he just needs to be able to stay healthy and have a good sorority cast around him. And he got that now. Andrew Berry provided that to help his linebackers out, beefing up that defensive line. I think him and Anthony Walker, Sione Takitaki, I think those guys are going to eat. They was playing last year with a really bad defensive line. Every guy getting blown off and, you know, their defensive tackles getting pushed into their lap. It's kind of hard to play football as a linebacker like that. I think this is JOK's breakout year. I think he's going to remind a lot of you guys why we traded up to go get him in the second round when we don't even value the linebacker position. Next one. I'm going to pick the Cleveland Browns to win the AFC North. Reasons why. The Browns, if you take their names off their jersey, say you take the Browns off it, and let's replace it with the Seahawks. They will be heavily favored to win the division. Not heavily favored, but them and the Bengals will be right here. You know what I'm saying? They will be favored to make the playoffs. You know, they will be favored to win 11 games. I think the Cleveland Browns go out here, and I think they win at least 11 games. I think 11 games wins the division this year. I know a lot of people think a lot of guys are going to go out there and win 12, 13 wins. I think the Bengals are going to have issues early with with Joe Burrow struggling. Not struggling as in like he sucks. He's still Joe Burrow. But I do think they're going to struggle with him getting that chemistry with his offensive line. I think them putting Jonah Williams on the right tackle side is not going to make any difference. I think Jonah Williams is still going to have a very, very hard problem guarding guys and stopping guys like Myles Garrett, Darius Smith, TJ Watt. I think he's going to have a really hard problem stopping that, especially on the right tackle side. I do think he'll get replaced as the season prolongs, and I think that's when they'll start to pick back up to speed of where they left off. But I do think the Cleveland Browns go ahead and win this division in Week 18 against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's going to be my bold prediction for them. I think I'm not going to go off on 2 on the length, but I think the Browns finish with 11 or 12 wins. I'm going to put them at 11-6. I think the Bengals also have 11-6. I think the Ravens go 10-7, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers go 10-7 as well. I think this is a very competitive division that comes down to a lot of tiebreakers. I think the Ravens going to lose to the Chargers. Already pretty much predicted that. This is just kind of like pretty much the realm of what I think is going to go down in the AFC North. I think this Cleveland Browns team is going to win this division by the skin of their teeth. Last, but certainly not least, and y'all all probably know where I'm going and who I'm going with this. Y'all all probably know. You know. I know. The fans at home know. Quarterback Deshaun Watson, man. Deshaun Watson is going to throw for 4,500 yards this year. 30 tugs, 4,500 yards. He's going to have about 10 picks, but he's going to throw for 4,500. I think Deshaun Watson is going to have one of the best years we've ever seen. And it's not a tall task to be 100 with y'all, but I think he's going to have a top 5 quarterback year. I think by this time next year, we're going to be talking about Deshaun Watson as one of those guys that you got a game plan for. And if Deshaun Watson becomes one of those guys that's like, okay, how are we going to stop Ford? People are going to remember and forget about 2-4. People are going to forget about Amari Cooper. People are going to forget about 8. You know, I think that's when this Cleveland Browns and this offense becomes really dangerous, when Deshaun Watson starts to show that he can compete with a Patrick Mahomes. I think he has all the talent and the capability of doing so. So that's gonna be my hot takes, and I firmly believe a lot of this stuff I'm saying. I think the Browns go 11-6. Watson throws for about 4,400, if not 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 picks, maybe 11 picks if you want to throw an extra pick in there. I think this Cleveland Browns team wins the division. Don't know how far they'll go in the playoffs, but I do know a Cleveland playoff game is going to be body rocking. So y'all get your popcorn ready. These gonna be my last and final hot takes and my bold predictions for this team going into this season. Like I said, y'all, this is the biggest season in Cleveland Browns history. We need to be optimistic and we need to get ready for this roller coaster ride that we about to go on. Make sure I hit that like and subscribe button, man. I'm giving 1,000K giveaway. I'm giving away a ticket to a Browns game. If I don't hit 1,000 subs this year, I'm gonna give away a ticket for next year. But it's your boy Will. I love y'all, man. I hope y'all have a great and wonderful day. Follow me on Instagram. Comment dogs to enter the contest. Follow my clothing line, dropping real soon. Dead Fig is gifted backwards. You know what I'm saying? We all about gifting and using your gift to give back to the community. I'm out. Y'all be safe.